Hey, welcome. Today we're jumping into something that's, well, it's one of the most exciting parts of being an entrepreneur. It's about taking that amazing idea that's been rattling around in your head and actually turning it into a real deal business plan. This is what separates the dreamers from the doers, for real. So let's dive in.
All right, first things first, we got to talk about this huge misconception out there, this belief that a brilliant idea is all you need to succeed. So many people fall into that trap, and honestly, that's the big problem we're going to solve right here, right now.
So, you've got it, right? That light bulb moment, the idea you just know is going to change everything. You can see it perfectly in your mind's eye, can't you?
Okay, but here's the reality check. A brilliant idea, it's not a business. Not yet. It's the spark, for sure, but it's not the engine that makes things go. For that idea to actually succeed, it needs structure. It needs a plan, a recipe, if you will.
And that recipe, well, that's what we call a business model. It's really just a plan for how your company is going to create value, deliver that value, and then capture some of it for itself. You can think of it like an architect's blueprint, you know? You absolutely need one before you start building.
Now, the timing here is super important. You start by making sure your idea is even valid, right? Like, do people actually want this thing? Then, and this is the key part, before you get bogged down in all the little operational details, that's when you build your business model. It's the bridge that takes you from great idea to actual company.
Okay, so what do these business models actually look like? Well, they pretty much fall into two big buckets. You can either follow a tried and true path, or you can decide to blaze a whole new trail.
Standard models, those are the proven recipes. We know they work. Success there is all about how well you can execute the playbook. But disruptive models, now those are the real game changers. They're about inventing a totally new way to do business, one that can literally flip an entire industry on its head. Let's look at some standard models you probably use every single day without even realizing it, like the advertising model. Think Google or Facebook. The service is free for us because advertisers are footing the bill. Or Bricks and Clicks. That's a company like Apple that has physical stores and a killer online shop. Then there's freemium, right? Dropbox, Canva, they give you the basics for free, hoping you'll pay to upgrade. And of course, peer-to-peer. That's Airbnb and Uber, just connecting people with other people.
And the list goes on. You've got the razor and blades model, where you sell something cheap, like a video game console, but make all your money on the games. Or printers and ink, same deal. The subscription model, Netflix basically perfected that one, right? A monthly fee for access. Then you have your classic retailers and the low-cost model, like Southwest Airlines, who are just laser-focused on being efficient so they can offer cheaper prices.
Okay, now let's talk about the disruptors. This is cool stuff. Dell, for instance, they completely bypassed stores and started selling computers directly to people. Huge change. Google didn't invent ads, but putting text ads on a search engine? Totally revolutionary. Salesforce, they basically moved the entire software world online with their SaaS model. And Uber? Well, we all know how their ride-hailing app changed transportation forever. See the pattern? These companies didn't just play the game better, they changed the rules.
All right, so that's the theory. But how do you actually build one for your idea? Let's get our hands dirty here. We're going to look at a tool that will become your very own business blueprint. Here it is. This is the Behringer/Ireland business model template. Don't let it intimidate you. It's actually really simple, but super powerful. It's all broken down into 4 key parts, or quadrants: core strategy, resources, financials, and operations. We're going to walk through this blueprint together, one piece at a time.
I want you to think of these 4 sections as the pillars holding up your entire business. If even one of them is shaky, the whole thing could come crashing down. So it's crucial we build a solid foundation. Let's start with pillar number 1.
Pillar 1 is your core strategy. This is the big picture stuff. It's all about how you're planning to compete and where you fit into the market. This is where you answer the really big fundamental questions about what you're doing.
It all starts with your business mission. And look, this is not just some fluffy statement you put on your website. This is the real deep-down reason why your company even exists. Take a company like Patagonia. Their mission to save our home planet isn't just talk. It drives everything they do, from the materials they use to their activism. It's literally their North Star.
Okay, next up, your basis of differentiation. What makes you different? In a super crowded market, why on earth would a customer pick you over all the other options? Think about Zappos. They weren't just selling shoes online. Their big difference was their insane customer service and those super easy free returns. That's how they solved the problem for people who were nervous about buying shoes they couldn't try on first.
All right, let's move on to pillar number 2,
Resources. This is all about what you've got in your toolkit, the stuff you have, your unique capabilities, your secret weapons, the things that are going to power this whole business model.
A huge part of this is your core competencies. What are you uniquely, exceptionally good at? Think of Honda. Their core competency is building amazing little engines. That's their secret sauce. And because they're so good at it, they can make everything from cars and motorcycles to lawnmowers and generators, and they're great at all of them.
And those competencies, they're built on your key assets. These usually fall into 4 buckets. You've got your physical assets, buildings, equipment, then intellectual assets like patents and your brand name, financial, obviously, cash, credit lines, and maybe most importantly, human assets. That's you, your team, your advisors, the people who make it all happen. Okay, pillar number 3, financials. Now this one is absolutely critical. No way around it. This is where we get down to brass tacks and figure out how this business is actually going to make money.
The big thing to figure out here is your revenue streams. Simple question. How does cash come in the door? Some businesses have just one stream. A restaurant sells meals. That's it. But what if that same restaurant also started a catering service and sold their secret sauce in jars and sold t-shirts? Now they have multiple streams. You've got to map out every single way money flows into the business.
And that brings us to our last pillar, operations. If financials are the lifeblood, operations are the heartbeat. This is the day-in, day-out grind. It's how the work actually gets done.
A really important piece of the puzzle here is your channels. How do you get your product or service into your customers' hands? Take Nike, for example. They use both. You can buy shoes right from their website, that's direct, or you can go to Foot Locker, that's an intermediary. And believe me, that choice has a massive impact on your costs and how you connect with your customers. So there it is, the 4 pillars, the 4 key pieces that transform a simple idea into a working business model. And now it's all about you.
Let's just recap real quick. Your blueprint needs a core strategy. That's your game plan. It needs resources, your unique skills and assets. It needs financials, how you make money. And it needs operations, how you get things done. And the trick is, they all have to work together, perfectly in sync.
Look, the idea. That's just the starting line. The real magic, the real work happens when you give that idea a solid foundation with a clear plan. You've got the blueprint now. The only question left is, what are you going to build?